Okay guys, here we go then with the basic version of London Chinatown Dragon Form, and this of course is the talking version. So what do we want to talk about? Well, first of all I want to talk about stances. So there are only 3 stances in this form. The first stance is the parallel stance, which I'm standing in now and probably so are you. It comes up again for shoulder stroke. Then the second stance, the all important one, is the bow stance. And what's that? Well, one foot's got to be forward, the other foot is to the rear, and that rear foot's got to be pointing out at about 45 degrees. And there needs to be a gap in here, a good gap in here. And when you get into that stance and you put a little bit of weight on that front leg with a little bit of a bend in the knee and your back leg is straight, you feel how solid a stance that is and understand why it comes up so often in Tai Chi and why it's important to try and get it right. The final stance, the empty leg stance, comes up in White Crane, where we're fully on the right leg and only the toe of the left leg is touching the ground as we go up, and the 2 feet are quite close together. So those are the 3 stances, and you know, it's important to try and do them right. The next thing I want to talk about really is the postures or the ends of the moves. This is a very, very short form, and in London Chinatown Dragon Form we try and make it last as long as we can. We try and enjoy it, spread it out, take our time. So there's loads of time to finish the moves, the postures correctly. When you're going into White Crane, for instance, the posture hasn't ended until your hand has stopped moving. The posture hasn't, we haven't got to the posture until your hand has stopped moving. We never stop in Tai Chi. We always keep moving, but we can take our time in getting there. So just think about all your moves in that regard. With that said, I think we'll have a run through. I'll try and give you as many hints and comments as I can as we go in, and I hope some of them will prove useful to you. So get yourself in that nice relaxed stance, shoulder width apart, feel the ground, keep your head up, golden thread from the top of the head, nice relaxed shoulders, nice tailbone in, hands down by the sides. Take a minute or 2 just to get your breathing settled. Think about what you're going to do. Shut out all your other thoughts, and we can commence. So it's the hands that rise, and they're only really rising to shoulder height. And then it's really the elbows that are falling to keep the downward movement. And once those hands are down, we can start the first move proper. And this is somewhat controversial, but basically we're going onto the right leg and we're bringing the left leg in reasonably close and with the toes at 45 inwards. Now if that's not comfortable for you, it's not, you don't need to do it. And I'll explain why as we go. You just put it down at whatever angle it remains comfortable. Because now what we're going to do, and our hands are not going to move very much at all, we're going to go onto that left leg and we're going to do an arcing step to the right. And then our hands are just going to move slightly into that look in the mirror position. And as we're doing that, that's a time that we can, if we haven't got that back foot on the right position, we can correct it. So we're now in a true bow stance. And the next thing we're going to do is move 180 degrees to the other side. So the first thing I do is I lean forward a little bit on that front leg, and I use that to square off the back legs, moving on the ball of my foot and moving my heel in so that back foot is pointing forward. Now we're going to roll back, and roll back counts as one of the moves, so don't waste it. Do a nice roll back and then step in and put that foot down again at 45 if you can, and less if you can't. Because now we're going to do another arcing step coming down on the heel, and we're going into press. And in this form the press is a little bit longer. We go over the top and I like to roll under. And then now we're going into withdraw, separate and push. So as I withdraw, on the back of the heel of the rear foot, I'm just opening that foot up a bit. It allows me to get more of a separate. And then I close it as I come forward in the push. Back to ball stance. And I don't push very far, I'm only pushing so my hands are just above my knee. So next we're going 180 degrees again. And this time again I'm going to, on the ball of my foot, I'm going to straighten up that back foot. And I'm going to step in again. 45 if you can, doesn't matter if you can't. Because now you're going to put your hands back to back. Do an arcing step on the heel. And we're going to part the horse's mane. And as we part the horse's mane, there's loads of time there to just put that foot properly on the 45 to give you the true ball stance. Okay, similarly we're going back again now. So again I square off my back foot, I step in 45 as I form the hook, and then I step out into single whip. Now this move again hasn't finished until the hand is fully up. So again, time to put my back foot right if it wasn't. Make sure I've got my ball stance. Now we go to the part which I enjoy a lot because it's unique to this move really, which is to this form rather, which is a nice sway to the front. A nice sway to the front. And then we use that as we come back to pull that left foot back, bring our right hand down to our left hip, keep our left hand up ready for shoulder stroke, but you're not really ready for shoulder stroke because you're almost certainly not in a true parallel stance. So just adjust your right foot so that you are. And then you're ready. Make it a good shoulder stroke. So forming a bit of a claw with the left hand and bringing your focus into that right shoulder stroke. Then withdraw that. Turn your right foot slightly and you're going up into white crane. And as you do, it's nice to wipe your palms and go up and you're onto your left toe. And you're up into white crane. Take your time to get to the top, but as you get to the top, swing your whole body to the left, and then that circling of the arms, back to the round again, and bring that knee up if you can, to brush knee and push. Keep that, well, when you're pushing with your right, keep that left hand active on your hip, and push. And again, you're not finished until that hand's in the position that you want it to be. Same thing now, to move to the front, I'm going to move on the ball of my foot and I'm going to straighten up that back foot. That makes it so much easier then when I step into the front to get the parallel stance I need to make the closing movements. Hands rising again, elbows falling. Stepping in and bowing if you wish. Okay, I hope that's been helpful to you in taking out some of the mysteries of that little short and simple form. Enjoy it.